Hello everyone, you are watching Learn with Lovejeet. In this video, I will be covering switch statement and then I will be discussing some questions on the concepts that we have studied earlier in our videos. Like I will be combining the concepts of different decision statements and then the operators within those statements. Okay, so let's start with switch statement. Switch statement is also basically a decision statement. Depending on the result of a particular expression or the value of a variable, a particular case is executed. So how we declare a switch statement? This is the keyword switch, 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 and this parenthesis, then here x is my switching variable here. Depending on the value that x holds, one of these cases will be executed. Now switch is basically uh, I can say multi-decision statement. Okay, so depending on the variable's value, one of these cases will be executed. Here case 1, case 2, case 3, case 4. Okay, this is the keyword for case. Okay, now this is the value 1. Okay, I'm telling the compiler that if the value of x is 1, so this case should be executed. That is, this value of x is 1 should be printed. Otherwise, if the value of x is 2, so I have defined here case 2. I have defined a case with value 2. So if x is having value 2, so this statement should be printed. Otherwise, if x is 3, this statement should be printed. In case x is 4, this statement should be printed. Now, in case if x values not matches with any of the value of these cases, so default statement will get executed. Okay, also you need to remember one thing, that this should be compile time constant. What are compile time constants? That is, when we compile a particular program, so its value should be uh, available at that moment of time. Okay, it should not be like the case that the value will be computed when we run the program. It should be a compile time constant. So this is a compile time constant. The compiler, the program knows that the value is 1. It doesn't depends on the execution of the program at runtime. Okay, so let's start and execute this. So now value of x is 1. So what is printed here? X holds 1. So this 1 matches with the value of this case. This case is having value 1. Okay, so this print of value of x is 1 is printed. Now what if value of x is 3? So this should be printed, value of x is 3. So now value of x is 3 is printed. Okay, now what if none of the cases match this value of x? So what is printed here? Unmatched. So here this default statement, the statement for the default case, this is my default case, statement for the default case will be executed. Okay, now the next thing is we can't have duplicate cases in this switch case statement. Okay, so this is my duplicate. Here I have defined case 2 and here I am also defining case 2. Okay, so what will the error I will be getting? Duplicate case value. So this is first thing, we can't have duplicate cases in a switch case statement. We will the switch case, this is the switch case block. Okay, with this curly braces it starts, and with this curly braces this switch case block closes. Okay, and inside this switch case block we can't have duplicate case values, or we can't have case with duplicate values. Okay, now the next one, this default case is also optional. So let's comment this and see what happens if none of the cases matches the value of x. So nothing will be printed. Okay, so the default is executed only when we are having cases that are not matching with the switching variable. Also this default cases, duplicate default cases are also not allowed. Okay, now the next one, why I have used this break statement here. So let's comment this and see what happens if this break statement is not written here. Okay, let's give x value 1. So if I execute this now all the statements, first this matches with this case 1, so value of x is 1 is printed, then value of x2 is printed, 3, 4, and default unmatched is also printed. This is known as fall through. Okay, the program matched this value of x with case 1, and then because break statement is not there, so it will be executing the next statement in sequence. So case 2 will be executed, then case 3, case 4, and then default statement. Okay, let's see what will be printed if I give this value 3. So value of x is 3, value of x is 4, and default statement is executed. Okay, what if I write this here? Okay, now guess the output. All the statements will be executed. Value of x is 3, 1, 2, 4, and unmatched. So the order that the smallest value should come first and the greater value should come after that smaller value, it is not fixed. Okay, it is not mandatory to define the statements like that. Any statement come for any other statement. The only rule is there should not be cases with duplicate values, and the default statement can be at most 1. Okay, so this is the break statement. This is the switch case statements. Okay, now I am using this break here. So let's uncomment these. Okay, so now see what happens. Value of x is 3. So what this break is defining, break is doing, it is taking or taking the control out of this switch block. I've already told that this starting curly braces, opening curly braces, and closing curly braces are defining one switch block. So this break statement, when the program encounters this break statement, control will come out of this switch block, and the next statement will be printed. Like here, I'm like the next statement is this. Okay, I have defined this statement outside this switch block. So this statement will get printed. See, value of x is 2. Whenever the program encounters this break, the control will come out of this block, and the next statement, if there is any one statement present outside this block, it will be printed, and that's it. So this was about switch case statement. This is one of the decision statements. The other ones are if else and else if, and we have already studied loops, for loop, while loop, and do while loop in our previous videos. Now moving forward, let's do some questions related to this. Now first let me close this. Okay, so this is the first question on switch case statements that we have studied just now. So here I have defined a variable of type int k. This is uninitialized, and then I have defined some variable j of float type with this value 2.0. Now this is allowed because I can compute this value before runtime. I can calculate this value at compile time. Okay, so j is 2, 2 plus 1 3, and this 3 is assigned to k. Okay, let's execute. Now this k is of int type and j is of float type. Okay, so 2.0 plus this will be converted to float 1.0, it is 3.0. However, k is of int type, so this value after decimals is truncated and k is assigned value 3. So let's see if there is some case with value 3 here. This, so what should be the output, the output should be matched. Here, matched. Okay, so the output is matched. Okay, now let's move to the next question. Here I have defined some variable ch with two characters. Okay, a and z, capital A and Z. Okay, to ch, what is being assigned? The program is assigning ASCII value of a plus ASCII value of z. Okay, and now depending on the value that ch holds, I have defined this switch statement. Ch is here my switching variable. Okay, so what should be printed? Now let's imagine that ASCII value of a is 1 and z is 26. So ch holds 26. Okay, this matches no a. Now ch is 27. Okay, so c case a here, this means 1, this should not be printed. Z, this should not be printed. What should be printed? This. Here case a plus z, 1 plus 26, 27. So this statement will be printed. See, you entered a and z. So this statement is printed. Okay, now let's move on to our next example. Let me uncomment this. Okay, so first let's straightforward execute this. Now I'm getting the error switch quantity not an integer. Now x is here a variable of float type. Now in case of switch case statements, the switching variable should be of integer type quantity. It should not be any double or float, and it should not neither be a runtime expression, that could be evaluated only at runtime. Okay, so here in this case I'm getting the error that the switch quantity is not an integer. So this was about the questions related to switch case statements. Next, move on to next example. Here in this example I will be discussing questions on if else along with logical or and operator. Now there is one logical or operator. Logical or operator is basically the output is 1 if either of the operands is having true value or one value. That is, I am having two variables a and b, and I am executing logical OR on a and b. So if either of a and b is 1, then output will be 1. The output of logical OR operator is equal to 0 only when both the operands are 0. And in case of logical AND operator, the output is 1 only when both the operands are 1. Otherwise, the output is 0. So here I have defined a variable x with value 1 and a variable y with value 100 of integer type. Here I have used this if else statement. Here I am testing this on the value of x and y. Now you should see here that this is the assignment operator. This is not the equality operator. Equality operator is like this, equal to equal to. Okay, so this is my equality operator, that is tests for the value that the value on the left hand side matches with the value on the right hand side. So this is the equality operator. However, this is the assignment operator. So what I am doing here, I am assigning x as value 1. So when x is assigned value 1, this is true. Okay, so this is true. Now in case of logical OR operator, if the first value is 1, if the value on the left hand side is 1, it will skip the right hand side part, because the output will be 1 irrespective of what is the value present on the right hand side. Okay, So the program just skips the right part and will move to the next statement. So here now x is equal to 1, this the program will skip this test whether y is greater than equal to 101 and 1 or it is smaller than 101. The program doesn't care about it. It just moves on to the next statement. So what will be printed here? Logical or operator. Okay, let's see what is printed here. Logical or operator is printed. Okay, now what if I print 0 here? So it will, now here x is assigned value 0, so this is false. Okay, so now it will test the next statement. Now next statement is whether y is greater than equal to greater than 101. Now 100 is greater than 101, no, false. So what will be printed? No error. This statement will be printed, no error. Okay, so this is the case with logical or operator. Also you can see whether it executed the right hand side operand of this logical operator by doing this. I can print the value of y here. Okay, so now you will see whether it executed this right part or not. So now I will try to, now here y is printed as 101. Okay, so x is equal to 0, that means false. So the right hand side of this logical or operator will be printed, the right operand will be executed here. But I have already told that this is the pre-increment operator. So y's value will be incremented by 1. It will become 101. Okay, now 101 is greater than 101? No. Okay, so this else part will be executed. Now in this else part, what I am printing? I am printing the value of y, which is 101. So here 101 is printed. Okay, now the next thing. Next is logical AND operator. Now, in case of logical AND operator, the output is 1 only when both the operands are true or are holding non-zero value. So here what should be printed? A is, now here again, this is the assignment operator. A is assigned some value, some non-zero value. So this is true, and then the right operand should also be tested. Now here B is greater than equal to 4. Yes, so this logical AND operator will be printed. Yeah, logical AND operator is printed. What if I'm testing this value on this? Now here 7 is greater than 8, false. So what should be printed? This statement should be printed. So this is the logical AND operator. Now the next one is conditional operator or the ternary operator. Here I have defined two variables, val and num1. Num1 is initialized with value 25. I have already told in my previous videos that this expression will be tested in conditional operator, and depending on its result, whether it is true or false, expression 1 or 2 will be printed. This is my expression 1 and this is my expression 2. These columns basically act as a separator between expression 1 and 2. Now 25 is greater than 5. Yes, so this expression is printed. Okay, value of this expression is printed. Now this expression again is a conditional operator statement. Okay, so here num is again tested. Now whether num 25 is less than equal to 10? No. So what should be printed? 2200 should be printed. Okay, sorry, 2200 is the result of the expression. It should not be printed, it is the result of the expression. Now here 25 is less than equal to 10, so this is false. So what should be the result of this expression? It should be 2200. Now what I am printing? num1. So what is the value of num1? It is 25, and I should also print value of val variable. So 2200. Okay, so num1, value of num1 is 25, it is already written here, and val is assigned 2200 because 25 is greater than 5, true. So this expression will be evaluated. Now 25 is less than equal to 10, false. So this expression is evaluated and the value is 2200, which is assigned to val, and then this value is printed here. So this was about if else, conditional operators and logical operators. Okay, then now the next one. Here I have written while loop, if else, and continue. Okay, so let's see what is printed here. 0 2 minus 1 3 3 8. Okay, so x is assigned value 2, y is assigned value 0, and z is an uninitialized variable of int type. Now I'm testing here whether x is greater than equal to 0 or not. Here 2 is greater than equal to 0, yes. Now here x is incremented and y is incremented. Now here what x becomes? X becomes 2 minus 1, 1. Here y is incremented. Y becomes 0 plus 1, 1. Now here 1 equal to 1. Okay. So what is the purpose of this continue statement? This continue statement will let the program to skip all the part after this statement, okay, and just skip to the next iteration. Okay, so the next iteration is testing the value of x again. Okay, why this skip of statements happen? Because 1 is equal to 1 and this continue statement is executed. So after whatever it is written after continue statement, it will be skipped and the program will move on to the next iteration, or again will test the expression. So here x is equal to 1, 1 is greater than equal to 0. Now 1, this x is decremented, so what x becomes? 1 minus 1 0. Y is incremented, y was 1, 1 plus 1 2, so 1 is equal to 2, no, continue. So this continue will not be executed, this else part will be executed. So here value of x and y is printed, which is 0 and 2. So here 0 and 2 is printed. Okay, now here this again is tested, x is again is tested. Now 0 is greater than equal to 0, yes, so x is decremented, but x becomes minus 1, then y is incremented, y becomes 3, 2 plus 1 3, so minus 1 equal to 3, no, so this again is tested, again this statement is printed. So what it will print? Minus 1 and 3, minus 1 and 3. Now x is greater than equal to 0, no, because x is 1. Minus 1 greater than equal to 0, no, so control comes out of this while loop. Okay, so this was about while loop. Now next, here I'm having some variable I with value 2 and some variable with value 1 j. Now here this is my for loop and I have skipped the initialization part, testing part, and the increment or decrement part. Okay, so what happens? Control comes to this statement, 2 is greater than 5, no, so control comes to this else statement, j is equal to j plus 1. This statement is basically j equal to j plus I. This is equivalent to this. So j plus I, j is 1, 1 plus 2 3, so j becomes 3, so 3 will be printed here. Now I equal to I plus j, I is 2, 2 plus 3 5. Okay, now control comes again to this here 4, and then after this 4 nothing is written there, so it will move to the next statement. Now 5 is greater than 5, no, so else part will be executed. Now j was 3 during the previous iteration, so 3 plus 5 8, so 8 is printed here because of this statement. Now I is equal to 5 plus 8 13, 13 is greater than 5, break. So control comes out of this for loop and the next statement will be printed, which is nothing here. Okay, so nothing will be printed here. So see, first 3 got printed, then 8 got printed. Okay, I've already told that when I'm skipping this initialization part, testing part, increment, increment part, the for loop will act as infinite loop. However, because of this if else and this break statement, I have stopped the program for or to stopped to go into the infinite loop. Okay, I am testing the value of I here, and depending on its value I am printing the statements, and once the value of I is greater than 5, the control will come out of this for loop. So this was all about this decision statements, loops, and uh, hope you like it. In the next video I will be covering functions in C. Thank you.